What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prize Picks video for you. Today is Friday, April 7th, 2023. We got 11 games going on in the NBA today. Flex Friday as well over on Prize Picks. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We're going to kick things off with a quick recap over yesterday's plays. We'll update ourselves on some injury news, and there's plenty of it. And then we'll finally dive on into 3 player props that I like that are already on the board. So if you like the way that sounds, stick around, drop a like, drop a sub, click the notification icon, that little bell, to be notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and my channel. And without further delay, let us jump into those plays from yesterday. Another 2-0 day for us, 2 days in a row, 4-0 over the last 2 days. Let's quickly recap the 2 plays that worked. We're not counting that Paolo Banchero play because he and the entire freaking Magic organization called in sick yesterday. So that pick was taken away from us. So we supplemented with a Drew Eubanks fantasy point prop that was posted into the comment section of yesterday's video, pinned to the top. Hope you saw that. 29.5 over fantasy score, and he soared over that. And then we also took the over on SGA's rebounds that was set at 5, and he finished the game with 6 rebounds, and that's all we needed. So 2-0 on the day, looking to go 3-0 with today's picks, and that would make it 7-0 over the last 3 games. All right, let's quickly update ourselves on some injury news, and then we'll jump into those plays. Big injury report for Friday, and it continues to grow like a caterpillar. Probable Marvin Bagley III, Mark Williams, Dorian Finney-Smith. I am not reading off all those questionable names. That's a lot of names, but just make sure you're up to date on what is current right now in the NBA. Doubtful Santi Aldama. Now the players who are reported as being out, confirmed: Giannis, Drew, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Brunson, PJ Washington, Denny Avdia, Grayson Allen, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Mo Wagner. So looks like your starting 5 for the Bucks, starting 5 for the Magic are going to be out, along with Jalen Brunson, and then questionable RJ Barrett. That's super important to know because we already have no Julius Randle tonight, and now we have no Jalen Brunson. And if there's a possibility that Barrett sits out, you're looking at that Knicks second unit getting all that run. You remember what they did against Indiana last game. The combination, the trio of Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, and Quentin Grimes went for like 100 real points. It was ridiculous. So keep your eyes out for that information, because a lot is happening in the NBA with players resting and teams not wanting to take a chance on injury right before the playoffs. So, with that being said, let's finally talk about some player props. All right, I got 2 first half player props for you. Let's start with those. And I want to first talk about the 7.5 points for Jabari Smith. I like the over on this one. Let's head on over to props.cash and find out why. Checking out Jabari Smith over on props.cash, we can see what the last 10 games have looked like for JSJ. Gone over this line for 4 games straight. Total out of the last 10 games, 60% hit rate here. Now, this looks good on paper, so I know a lot of box score watchers, game log watchers are really liking the way this looks. But also keep in mind that the Charlotte defense offers an extremely friendly matchup, a very giving defense, I would say, versus the power forwards. And one thing I want to point out is minutes look good for Jabari Smith. Winding down this 2023 NBA season, it looks as though, fingers crossed, that the Houston starters will continue to see 30-plus minutes in each game. So over the last 10 games, Jabari Smith Jr. has seen roughly 19 minutes in the first half, which is great. So I like this over here on his points. You may also look at his full game points, although this is not going to be as friendly looking to those game log watchers as the first half points were, because you can see that he's only gone over this four out of his last 10 games, but still playing against a very, very friendly defense. So if you wanted to pull the trigger on his full game points, you could as well. But I'm rolling with his first half points, 7.5. Give me the over for our prop number 1. Prop number 2, we're gonna roll with Herb Jones. 4.5 points, first half points. I like the over on this one. Let's find out why. Now, if this was a normal game under normal circumstances, and New York was rolling out their starting five, probably wouldn't like this prop. Don't even know if this prop would be listed. However, a lot of injury news coming out of New York, so a lot of these defensive rankings over here, you can throw them out the window. You saw what Indiana did against this team, this watered down starting five of the New York Knicks. Very exciting and fun game to watch from a fantasy point perspective, but from like an overall basketball product, it was a pretty bad game between two bad defenses. Basically, looking for Herb Jones to continue his streak of 5+ points in 6 straight games. He's giving you at least 5 points, and then over the last 10 games, he's hit it or pushed it in 7 out of 10 games. So things are looking really good for Herb Jones, getting just more usage as of late, more involvement in the offense. Minutes look good for Herb Jones here, in or around that 16-17 minute mark in the first half. Field goal attempts, that last game against Memphis, taking 12 shots, that was a little out of the norm. However, you can expect roughly 5 to 6 shot attempts for Herb Jones today. I mean, a few 3-pointers as well in the first half. I just feel this line is a little too low to not have interest in. 4.5 points is a nice number to attack versus, again, a New York Knicks defense that is not the same, not rolling the same guys out there. So give me also, New Orleans is still playing for something here. They need to win this game. I expect them to not take their foot off the gas here. I expect their starters to get full minutes. So that's another positive thing to keep in mind. But give me the over 4.5 points, Herb Jones, as our pick number 2. And for our final play of the day, we're going to the full game props, fantasy score. And I'm liking this 29.5 fantasy score for Svi Mykhailiuk of the Charlotte Hornets versus the Houston Rockets. Let's head on over to props.cash and find out why. All right, over on props.cash, there are a lot of props you can look up for Svi Mykhailiuk because, again, much like we talked about Jabari Smith having a very friendly matchup, same can be said for the Charlotte Hornets having a very friendly matchup versus the very giving defense of the Houston Rockets. Now, we're not able to pull up fantasy score over on props.cash, so let's break this down by the 3 main statistics that we look for in fantasy score, or 4, I should say: points, rebounds, assists, and then block steal. So in terms of his points, Svi has gotten you a minimum of 15 points over the last 4 games, where he has seen his minutes just increase since basically the last week of March. We can see his minutes just take a huge climb and then just remain there. And that's what we want to see. We don't want to see it go back down here. I expect another game where he gives you 30+ minutes. And in those games where he's giving you that much time on the floor, he's giving you 16+ points in those games. So that's positive number 1. Now, you can also factor in rebounds here as a plus for him. Over the last 5 games, averaging roughly 4 rebounds. That dud game against Chicago really brought his averages down, but the other 3 games, he's giving you three games of 4+ rebounds in each of those games. Not bad for a guard. And then assist wise, you can also look to his assist. 4 straight games of 5+ assist. I mean, this looks really good. So when you factor all this in, you factor in the matchup, just go ahead and let's add up his fantasy points by just these averages alone. So there's 6 assists right there. We can even round it down just to be safer and see if we come up with something more than 29.5. So 5 assists, that gives you 7.5 points. 3 rebounds, there's 3.6, so that's 11.1 points. And then his points, 16. So that's 27. That's roughly 27 fantasy points right there. And that's on the low end. If we go to steals and blocks, he's going to give you 2 a game. We were at 27. That's 30. That's 33. We're going to factor in turnovers as well. It's going to give you at least 1 turnover. Let's say he gives you 2 turnovers in this game. Hell, we can even say he gives you 3 turnovers in this game because he has the upside for 3. That still leaves us at 30 fantasy points, which is 0.5 over the 29.5 he's projected for, or he's propped for. So I like all that going into this game. Very friendly matchup. Very, very fantasy friendly matchup between 2 poor teams playing poor basketball, playing poor defense. It should be a lot of fun. Give me the over on Steve Mikhailuk's 29.5 fantasy score. And he is going to round out our 3 plays for today. So let's quickly recap what we talked about today. In addition to Svi's 29.5 fantasy score, we're rolling with 2 first half props. Herb Jones over 4.5 points. And Jabari Smith over 7.5 first half points. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's NBA player prop video. Thank you all so much for stopping by the channel, checking this video out. If you haven't done so and you're up to it, on your way out, drop a like, drop a sub, click the notification icon to be notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and my channel. And as always, thank you all so much for all the continued support, the likes, the subs, and all the comments. It truly helps this channel get a bit bigger every single day. Do me a favor and drop me a comment below letting me know who you have your eyes on today's player prop board. Drop a comment below letting me know what you think about these 3 player props that we talked about in today's video. Also, keep your eyes open for extra value as more injury news comes out. I'll be sure to pin at least 1 extra player prop in the comment section, much like I did yesterday. And until tomorrow's NBA Prize Picks video, best of luck to you all tonight on this Flex Friday. And Chavez is